So this is the BMW S1000R, and we are going to be changing the oil on this bike and the oil filter. Now, I do know it was only changed 400 miles ago by BMW because this has got full BMW service history. I am going to be changing it again myself, and I'm going to be explaining to you the whole procedure, how to go through it, what to remove, and how to change the oil on these S1000Rrs. Okay, so the first thing we're going to be removing is the belly pan. Now, to get that all removed, you are going to need a T25 bit, and you're going to have to remove all the bolts that you'll see me remove to lower the belly pan to get it off, because you've got to get to the oil filter, which is behind the headers. Now what we'll do is go around the other side. So now here's all our other bolts. So what we'll just quickly do is whiz them out. Then you can see here, it will come down. We've also got two in inside here as well. Now we can go around and do the other side. So you'll see them just down here that we've got to remove to lower the belly pan. So I'm just going to turn the steering wheel in a bit. So I'll just use my ratchet and release these. And then we've got two bolts laying under here of the belly pan that we need to remove. And then that's your whole belly pan out of there. So now that's done, we've got access to our oil filter, which is at the back here, which is in between the headers. Now we're gonna have to go in and loosen it through the other side, because we got these, I believe they're for the brake lines on the top here. You've also got the exhaust valve here as well, which opens and closes. We are gonna have to go through the other side to release the oil filter, so we'll take the camera around there. But that's where your oil filter is located. And then I'll also show you where the sump plug's located as well. So if you can see here, I've got the oil filter ready to come out, and it's not really tight. It's only hand tight on these. That's how they should be. Nobody should be over tightening the oil filters. Now it is turning, as you can see, lightly, and now it's released. Now, if you can see, I've put cardboard here so the oil doesn't drip onto the headers and it will leak straight down into my pan, which I've got on the floor. So I'm just going to pull the oil filter off. Then we'll drain the oil as that's doing, and it's already coming out. And now the oil filter is out, and then the oil will leak down. And once that finishes, then we can drain it from the sump. But this is the best thing you can do. And you can see here, this oil is actually very, very clean. You can see it there on the cardboard. It's actually not dirty at all. So the owner wasn't lying. BMW did actually only service this 300 miles ago, but I wasn't just gonna trust that. Now, when you do take these oil filters off, I'm gonna warn you right now, because I've seen this happen many, many times. My friend was in a garage a few months ago, and when someone had changed the oil filter, what had ended up happening is this O-ring here got stuck to the engine block. They didn't realize, they ended up putting another oil filter on, one of the technicians, and what ended up happening, he drove down the road, got onto the motorway, and his engine dumped all the oil out of his S1000Rr because they didn't check that this seal had come off from around the block. They just screwed in another oil filter, which means it didn't close the gap, which let all the oil out of the engine everywhere onto the road. Do make sure this does come off with your oil filter. Please, please do not use cheap ones. You can see this is an original BMW part because it has got full BMW service history. And you'll see, I don't have to lie to you, it's all BMW. But like I said, I'm gonna be changing it anyway, just to be on the safe side. So the guy didn't lie at all. He was correct when he said, like I said, it does have full service history. So what I'm gonna do now, so then that way, you know, we're not delayed with this video, and just to make it a lot more easier, is I'm gonna put the new oil filter on right now. So then that's out of the way and done. Then we'll move on to drain the oil. So then that way I can just get the belly pan back on, and we can just move on to putting a new oil in. Now, obviously, I'm just waiting for this to obviously finish dripping, so I can pull that cardboard out, because I don't want it going onto my headers, because as many of you guys know, one, you could either risk it catching fire, or two, you end up with that nasty smell when you do start it out for the first time of the oil being burnt off. So I'm trying to avoid all of that. So this is why I did that. So I'm just gonna remove this cardboard now, because I think it's safe to say it's finished. I'll leave that like that, and I'll put this here. And I'm just gonna get some tissue so we can clean it up. I'm just gonna clean the whole area and all the surface. And now I'm gonna put the oil filter back on, which is the new one we bought. So I am using a high flow filter, not genuine BMW like it was, because I'm not worried about that. We are gonna have to lubricate the film on this a bit, just to make sure it holds on. So we used the engine oil from the old engine oil before we put it on. Then we're just gonna screw it on, and it just screws on just like that. And like I said, guys, these don't have to be super tight. Do remember that a lot of people seem to think they need to tighten them up completely, and this is what they do on a car. Hand tight is enough, and that's about all you need it. You do not need it any tighter than that at all. That's about where you would tighten your oil filter to by hand, just there. Once it's locked and this gap is sealed between the block and the oil filter, you are perfectly fine. Now, I know a lot of people are gonna say about pre-filling the oil filter beforehand. You don't need to do that. On these newer engines, this isn't like the older engines. The oil pump is sufficient enough to get the oil to the oil filter, more than enough. All that ends up happening is you have to top up the oil a little bit more after, because obviously you're gonna lose oil for it taking it for the oil filter to fill it up when the oil pump builds up pressure to put it into the oil filter. Now, to drain the oil, you're probably gonna see where my hand's gonna go, which is right here, to knock out the Allen key bolt that we need to remove to be able to let the oil drain. Now, I haven't started this up, and I know many people, again, will argue this about starting it up first to let the oil warm up to actually flow better to come out of the engine. But bearing in mind this bike's got full service history, I'm not really concerned about it, to be honest, and you can see the oil coming out. It is extremely, extremely clean, very clean. Most people will say to me, I'm wasting oil here, which is probably true. I am, because I didn't really have to change this. But you can see the oil coming out, and really it's a motorbike, so there isn't much oil like there is on a car. I'm not 100% sure how much these take, but I'm pretty sure 4 litres is about the maximum for them anyway. I'm just clearing up right now the sump plug, making sure there's no metal fragments on it or anything like that, which there isn't. So that means the bike has been looked after and not ragged around. We'll just leave the oil to just keep draining, get every bit out of it, and it come out quite quickly because the oil is still new. But as I said, I didn't have to change it. I'm purely doing it for my own sake, so I know it's done in peace of mind, because you can never trust what people tell you, but he is telling the truth. It has got full service history, and it has recently just been done. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this pan out, because we no longer need that. The oil was finished. Now we're just going to tighten up the sump plug under here, and we'll just tighten that up just like that. You don't want it too tight that it crushes the O-ring, because otherwise you end up with an oil leak. And once that's done, now we can put the belly pan back on and start putting the engine back together, and then we can actually top up the oil. Now, when we are topping it up, you've got to remember that the eye is on this side of the engine, and you've got the fill up neck on the other side of the engine. So you ain't gonna be able to monitor, you're gonna have to come to both sides to monitor it, one to fill it and one to monitor the level as you're filling it. A lot of people don't realize that on these, but they're on both sides. On some bikes you have the eye, the little glass eye, and your fill neck on the same side, but on this bike, unfortunately, you don't. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do now is I'm gonna put the belly pan back on. I ain't gonna put all this into the video. You guys know it's the reversal of removal. So just to put it back, just remember what bolt goes where. I'm gonna fit it back on. Probably gonna get in a pickle putting it back on, because obviously I'm doing it on my own, and it's all plastics that are gonna fold over everything and, you know, go everywhere. So I have to try and put it back carefully. So that's what I'm gonna try and do. Put it all back on, then we'll get on to filling the oil up and then starting it back up. So guys, the belly pan's now back on. Now we're gonna go ahead and top up the oil. Do make sure you remember and do not get distracted from doing this job. Do you know how many people I've come across that don't remember to put the oil in, get distracted by doing something else, then come and start up the bike thinking they've actually already put the oil inside the engine? Do not let your brain slip or get distracted by another means, because I have seen it happen. And I've seen it happen in S1000Rr as well. And I've seen it happen on these S1000Rrs before. A good friend of mine and the engine went bang. Literally, he had to rebuild it. That is not a fun thing you want to go through. So do not get distracted and keep it in your head or write it down. Oil must be put in the engine if you're going to go and do something else. Or for instance, you need to go and buy oil. Just make sure you do not forget that you've drained it. So what we're going to go ahead and do is crack this off. This is one of the many reasons people change these. And just open it up like that. And this is where we're going to put our engine and oil into. So here, we'll take that cap off. We're going to obviously put our funnel in because I don't fancy oil going all over my floor. And I am going to be using Motul 10W40 for this engine. I like this oil, used it on all my bikes, don't have an issue. And it is for extreme conditions like what you're meant to be doing on the S1000Rr. So we're going to start filling it up and then I'm going to go and check the eye to make sure the level doesn't overfill. So we'll just fill it up. Now I'll just keep filling a bit more because one thing you don't want to do is overfill it, that you have to drain it, especially after you put everything back together. So this is why I'm just filling it. Then I'm going to quickly go and check. Hopefully the funnel will sit in there. I'm going to quickly go and check the eye. So we haven't got nothing on the clear glass yet. So we'll just keep filling. I reckon we should do in a second once it all settles down. That's why I don't want to keep filling until I know, because I know it's going to come up. It does take a bit of time. One thing I say as well is to make sure you got your bike straight and level before filling up any oil. The bike has to be on level ground and must be kept straight, not on a kickstand, because that won't give you an accurate reading. So now what I can see is the glass is showing full, but that's not going to stay full, even I know that. So I'm going to start the bike up, and once it gets taken through the oil filter, we need to let it sit back down. Then check it again to find out how much oil it's actually got. Once the oil filter takes the amount for whatever it needs and gets around the engine again, then we'll check it again, and it'll probably be low, and then we'll fill it up again completely to top it up. So just make sure you've got your tissue handy as well to clean up so it don't go everywhere. Let the oil get around the whole engine. Now one thing while doing this is don't try and rev it. Don't try and start revving it up to make it go. Let it do itself, let the oil pump work itself around the engine. Let it work the oil around the engine on its own. Don't be revving it up to speed the process up. Let it do its thing, and then, and only then, you shut it off and then recheck the oil level. Okay guys, so I've now shut it off, and obviously we are getting a bit of smoke from the headers where a little bit of oil's leaked. Nothing major though, nothing serious, thank God, because I used the cardboard, so that's just burning off. But now what we're gonna do is leave this to sit, let the oil come back down, and then we'll retop it back up. Okay guys, so we've let the bike now completely cool down, and you can probably see there, the oil level is just under full. So I'm just gonna top it up a little bit more. You'll be able to see probably in the camera, the glass window is just there. And it is near the full mark, so I'm just, like I said, top it up a little bit more, and then that should be it. We've let it run. That's how much it took, obviously, for the oil filter, which is to be expected. And I will have to check on it when I next ride it, and then check it again after the first few miles, because obviously it's gonna use oil as well once the engine's under strain. But yes, let's just quickly top that up. Now with me, I'd rather keep my oil level at the full, then leave it like that, because as I know from Kawasaki, they can go through oil very quickly, especially on the high revs, and you don't want this to run empty. So that's one of the reasons why I will just keep it on the full, because I know it will come back down at a later stage. But I also don't want to overfill it, because as many of you guys know, overfilling is just as bad as underfilling. You just get the light, and you can see there, it's now showing full. You can see it on the window there, all the oil in there. So we're going to leave it like that, because I've run it already. And like I said, after I ride it, then we'll check the oil level again. But there you go guys, that's how you complete the oil change on your BMW S1000Rr.